How's it going, ladies and bruises? I'm Bobby Sixkilla, and welcome back to Divinity Original Sin Enhanced Edition. Now, we've talked to Esmeralda, and we had a squiz through her house and found some shit. Now we're going to keep exploring Sixkilla and see what we can find. What's in here? Oh, this is the mayor's house. You're the mayor?
What? Oh, it's you. Come closer then. Closer, huh? My ears aren't what they used to be. Nor my eyes, for that matter. Yes, hello, Source Hunter. Our city welcomes you.
Tell me about yourself.
My elf? What elf?
What?
Oh, myself. I am Cecil, Mayor of Sixkilla, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I've been the mayor here for decades, and I'm quite eager to see Sixkilla through these difficult times. Yes, very difficult times indeed.
Tell me about the issues in Sixkilla.
What? Oh, you mean Sixkilla? Very difficult times indeed. As though the death of Jake, and by source magic no less, weren't enough. We're also facing all sorts of brutish intruders. The undead have overrun all but one northern trade route, while the orcs are making a habit of savaging our beaches.
Yeah, I saw that one.
That's not to mention that at the top of this whole caboodle, there's rumors of some new religious sect or cult or some such, sticking its tendrils into the innocent, seven-fearing folks of Sixkilla. And, while we're on the subject of troubles, I myself have a private matter I'd like to bring to your attention. It involves a magic relic I rather foolishly sought. A weapon called the Staff of Pergamon.
What's this about a Staff of Pergamon?
The what of what now? Oh, you're speaking gibberish. Ah, you mean the Staff of Pergamon?
Jesus Christ.
Yes. I was expecting a shipment of weapons, and among the cargo was this very powerful, very rare staff. I managed to place the order through means somewhat, atypical to a government official.
Illegal, then.
Cecil proved an old fool, though. For the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing. I fear it may have fallen into the wrong hands, and I wonder if you could retrieve it for me.
Tell me about the merchant.
His name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter.
Ah.
A merchant ship still docked at the Sixkilla harbor. You can talk to him if you think it'd help, but I'd quite like to avoid getting the Legion involved, if you don't mind.
What do you know about the staff itself?
The staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know use of the material to be forbidden, but I was desperate to do something to aid the townsfolk against the undead.
Tell me more about the undead in Sixkilla.
What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years those blasted skeletons have all but suffocated this city. With all but one trade route overrun, Sixkilla's once torrential commerce has slowed to a pathetic trickle.
Can you tell me more about Rivalon sects?
Well, I do believe that's something your
Oh,
parents
God.
discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But I suppose if you really don't know, I'd be remiss if I didn't at least explain the basics.
Stop right there, please.
Ah, you see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather nice, well, rather more than nice, they occasionally, well, they... Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake. I can't be bothered to chat all day about the birds and the bees when Sixkilla's under siege by orcs, undead, and cultists.
But it's the fun thing to talk about. About Jake's murder.
Jake? Murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now I recall. Indeed. I could hardly believe it myself. The Council and I have certainly had our differences over the years, but old squabbles evaporate under such circumstances. Most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, the Legion have taken her into protective custody to keep her safe from the mob. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferrol was always a bit, suggestive. But I've never had cause to suspect her of violence. Still, one never knows for sure.
Tell me about the Duke of Ferrol.
An all-right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips to Sixkilla is to spend a night or two at the King Crab Inn with Mrs. Counselor.
I've joined the Fabulous Five. Let's discuss the assignment they gave me.
Oh yes, the Fabulous Five. Aren't they simply fantastic? I'm sure they'll get the job done in no time, especially with your expert hand lent to their cause. That machine Ahu built is an abomination. It must be stopped at all costs. I bet the wizard himself could provide some advice regarding how to destroy it. He's the mad scientist who crafted it after all.
Good idea. Can you tell me more about the library?
That depends. What kind of berries are
Oh,
you
God.
interested in exactly? Ah, the library. Yes, you must have a visit. It's the gem of Sixkilla. Would you like to have a look? I'll escort you upstairs myself.
Sure, sounds interesting.
Marvelous. Follow me then.
Who are you?
A source hunter. Oh, what a sight for sore Sicilian eyes.
Tell me about yourself.
Me? I live alone here in town. Used to be that my younger brother Tom and I were practically joined at the hip, but that's all changed now.
What happened to your brother Tom?
Oh, he's always been something of a rascal, calling his petty hooliganism adventuring and endlessly worrying my poor mind. Oh, but of course, I've always loved that scamp to bits. For my part, I encouraged him to join the Legion. Even got him sparring with Captain Orius now and then. But then those blasted Fabulous Five came into town.
Town seems pretty split about them. Some of them like them, some of them hate them.
That band of... I don't even know what to call them. Well, they're his heroes, and I simply couldn't prevent him from going to see them. That one meeting was all it took for Tom to run off with them on some mission to God knows where.
I'll take my leave. Alright, let's check out the library.
What? Oh, yes. This library is the jewel in Sicilla's crown, the beacon of culture and learning in our fair city. My Victoria has every volume you could possibly imagine, and she's got every speck of information about this place packed into her brilliant brain. Yes, Victoria's come a long way from that little bundle of claws and teeth I adopted so long ago. Ah, it brings a tear to my eye just seeing her here among her beloved books. What? Oh, yes. I'll be on my way back downstairs now. Please introduce yourself. I know Victoria will be happy to make your acquaintance.
Sure. Alright.
Omnes autem mali demonis quam.
Oh my god, it's Jehan. Like Jehan the demon hunter.
What? What is this? Who are you to interrupt my musings? By Naga the Protector, they have the manners of boors, these boatmen of Sicil. Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps I was mistaken, for you hardly resemble the local fisherfolk, which, incidentally, is a compliment of copious dimensions indeed. No, a source hunter, that is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery, a chaser of charms pernicious. In truth, I cannot go so far as to say it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, for I take no pleasure in the company of man. But it may just be to our mutual advantage to join forces nonetheless.
Well, at least it's not personal. Why would you want to join forces?
Why, simply because you hunt source, and I, Jehan, hunt demons. You are aware, of course, that quite often both of these pests frequent the same shadowy pools of infamy. Now, I hate what I hunt, but I respect its cunning. Should I not, I'd have been decimated, body and soul, long since. This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. Let there be strength in cunning, yes, but also in numbers. The calculus of wizardry I offer you, the might of the magician's mastermind.
We need a wizard.
On one condition, that on our joint travels we will never deal with demonic entities, no matter how tempting their propositions. Give me your word on this, and I'll weave you spells.
Why would I want to make a deal with a demon?
A volume of poetry among novels?
Very well. There'll be no deals with demons.
Very well. There will be no deals with demons.
Agreed. Nothing good ever came from bargaining with those devils anyway.
Most gratifying. I see you are firm of purpose, and thereby ready to descend. Descend into the madness that is sorcery, into the depths where demons dance. Gladly shall I follow you into the abyss. Onward, blood and triumph await.
Cool. Another person. Are you Victoria? Are you an orc?
In the name of Amun-Hor, I bid thee Tujda Geta Hal. Be welcome, human. My library is yours, as I hope your friendship is mine.
Forgotten language of fairy. I want that. It's $1,000. Who are you, madam?
I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, I know what you're thinking. The likeness isn't exactly striking, is it?
You got a nice speaking voice, considering you're an orc.
When I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out by my tribe, for I was found in a wicker basket floating past Sicil toward the sea. The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But praise be Amun-Hor, dear Cecil was among the gathered crowd, and he took pity on the exiled infant that chance had put in his way. He raised me like I was his own. This kindest of souls taught me the language of men, their customs and their letters. Thus, I became the city's librarian, a position I uphold with no small diligence and pride.
May I take books from the library?
Indeed you may. The wisdom I here hoard is yours to peruse and even take with you. All I can ask is that you return the books you borrow so that others may enjoy them too.
I'll take my leave. Alright, we need to find a book for this, quest. Empty? Dude, you haven't got a lot of books, considering. Blank Fire Scroll.
Volume 1, Volume 2. But where has the third one gone? Shatsu.
Nice. Some
Sometimes I
crafting.
hope these books sprout little legs in the night.
A lot of crafting. A surprising amount of crafting. Alright, let's have a look at this one. Improved two-handed axe. Can I make any of this? I assume I don't have any of the materials.
Volume 1, Volume 2.
Summon Earth Elemental. Cool. The History of Sicil. It must be the one she's holding that we need. That's cool. We'll check that out later. Alright, we got other shit to look at. Where have we and haven't we been? I don't even know anymore. What's this house? I haven't been to this one. Out in the middle of nowhere. Near the end. Near the edge. Is it like a barracks or something? Maybe I have been in here.
Chicken, chicken, chicken!
Don't let that rooster escape! He's already on the menu for tonight!
It's the Legion kitchen. Isn't the chicken's destiny to be eaten? We should catch it and give it back to the cook. The chicken has the right to live too? I want to talk to the chicken.
Let's pardon him. Just look at the little blighter. He doesn't deserve the knife.
Scarlet, go talk to the chicken.
Why did you let my chicken escape?
I need a moment to reflect.
Compassion is the true heart of our mission and a banner I'm glad to fight for.
Your kindness is a great boon to our team.
Aw, you're very sweet. Looks like we gotta level up. Identifying glass. I want that. No, I need that. But you're here watching, you asshole. Don't watch. Stop watching. Oh, I want picture of health. That was a good one. Extra vitality. I want this magnifying glass. Yes. Let's go. Alright, now, Scarlet's got Lawmaster, I believe. Identify. And identify. Can we sort this shit? It's a mess. Cool, so that's a cloth cap of initiative. So that'd be good for, like... We can give it to Jahan. Elegant robe. Jahan can have that too. Leather armor, you can have that. And then we need to sell all this other shit. Oh, we got new boots for you. Oh. 28 and 28, these are the same. Except this one has +1 initiative and +7 HP, so that's pretty good. I'll hold all the shit that we need to sell. Can anyone use this? Any good for you? 7? Ew. J-Han? Alright. 30. Nice, I'm glad we got that now. We need a place to sell and buy stuff as well.
These stores are for our Legion troops. Rivalon's finest.
Suppose I should head to into the market, because we haven't really checked out the market yet. Where's this mortician that we're meant to be finding? Oh well, we'll check out the market first and then we'll see what happens from there. Jerome, who are you?
How lovely to see you again, haver of the beautifully shaped shoulders.
Yeah, we've already talked to you.
Spirit.
Oh, no, not steal.
Perhaps rest. Ah, gracious patron. I see your tired eyes looking a bit teary. I've just the potion for that. Or would you prefer a toasty fire spell to dry those vapors?
You still have a hilarious voice. A hilarious voice. I don't want that. I probably won't use the oil flasks either.
Halibut,
How much money have you got? 600.
tomatoes.
Well, there you go, that's pretty much... Ooh, what do you got though? I don't know what Jahan has already. I should check. Can I hover over it and it'll tell me if he knows it already? Yeah, he knows that. What's this one? Avatar of Storms. Make a target immune to being electrified and stunned. Nah. Shocking Touch, he already knows that. Winds of Change. Secure spell. Petrified, slowed and stunned. Eh. Thunder Jump. Jump from one target to another, hitting a maximum of 2 targets, stunning them. That's pretty good. I want one of those. Invisibility. That's pretty good too. Head device.
Halibut, sheep's cheese.
Requires level 6. Oh well, we can use it later. Water of Life.
Halibut, sheep's cheese.
Magically gain Constitution. Deal water damage. Because he's got Hydrosophist, I believe.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese. Tomato.
You can just hang on to them until we can use them. Makes the target immune to being frozen. Create water surfaces. Heal. And slow a target. Okay. What weapons have you got? That's another good question. God damn.
Let's see. Halibut, sheep's cheese. Tomatoes.
Yeah, just take this shit and that should cover it, right?
Pay the big cheese on your block with a wheel of the good stuff.
Okay, that's good. Got some skill books. Let's have a look at these. One-handed sword. One-handed sword. Robes. Meh. Okay. Still got 400 bucks.
Any takers?
That's cool.
You chickens.
Alright, Jahan. I don't know if you can learn the high level ones yet and just not use them, or whether you can't learn them at all.
Potions to bemuscle you. Scrolls
Yeah, you can't
to
learn them at all.
entussle you.
Sorry, you can just hang on to them until you can learn them. No biggie.
See. Halibut, sheep's cheese. Tomatoes.
Alright, so... Alright, what's in here?
Which of you is more deserving of life? Come, make your case.
Belleron?
But if one were to reduce the quantity of skull dust by a percentage of 2, perhaps the stability could be increased by as much as 3-fold.
Oh, a source hunter.
Imagine that. Quite a bit more petite than the last of your kind I encountered, aren't you? Yes, by nearly 20 centimeters of tibia, as my memory serves.
Pay a lot of attention then, huh?
No matter. Even if it couldn't spare its heartier specimen, I'm sure the Order sent the individual with the next highest probability of success. Yeah?
Tell me about yourself.
Me? Why, I'm more than a little surprised you haven't heard of me. Perhaps I can jog your memory. It was I who cured the Duchess of Arata of her unslakable thirst. A simple pinch of Atropa belladonna in her morning tea. I who discovered that aging itself can be halted by a single application of cicuta douglasii on the tongue. Not to mention that it's been my guidance that has permitted my apprentice Evelyn to make quite a name for herself around Sicile of late.
So your apprentice has enjoyed some success?
Yes. If that's how we're referring to the secretive use of a revolutionary healing method she refuses to share with her own master. She's in the other room as we speak. Perhaps you can prevail upon her to offer a demonstration.
A revolutionary healing method? Can you elaborate?
She's gotten hold of a stone, supposedly capable of fantastic feats of healing, but she won't let me take the briefest look at it. But she claims to have gotten the relic from a little northern town, Silverglen by name, and that an abbot there blessed it with the power to heal. Utter rubbish, I say. But with these blasted undead haunting the travel routes, I can hardly march up to Silverglen to learn the truth myself.
Let us discuss your apprentice, Evelyn.
Well, she certainly possesses a critical eye and an exacting manner when it comes to making difficult medical decisions. I expect she'll be a very successful healer in her own right when the time comes. She is learning from the best, after all.
Let me ask you about affairs around Sicile.
Certainly. What would you like to know?
You know anything about Jake's murder?
The counsellor. Terrible loss, that. Though we were hardly more than acquaintances, I knew him to be a devoted civil servant. From what I can tell, it seems to be a simple case of jealousy turned violent. The affairs of his wife, Esmeralda, were hardly a secret, you know.
What can you tell me of the plague of undead?
I've applied myself to that problem for 2 years and still haven't come a step closer to solving it. I declare it an act of the Almighty's, if I believed in such things. Some events, Source Hunter, can be neither controlled nor understood by mere men.
I'll take my leave. Well, that looks like a torture device.
Interesting indeed.
Nothing sets me on edge like inexplicable magic. Excuse me? This is a private sick room. Who in the name of the Seven do you think you are barging in here? Out, I say, right this instant.
Selling anything?
I'm sorry. It's this task. I'm just... Who am I to meddle with life and death this way? I'm an apprentice of the healing arts. Healing! But this decision feels like precisely the opposite. I have but one healing stone, you see, and 2 direly wounded men who need it. I've been racking my brain trying to decide on the best method to settle this grave situation, but perhaps it's better off in the hands of an esteemed source hunter. Surely you are more accustomed to weighing life and death than I.
About your healing stone.
Yes, a curious relic indeed. I got it from a kindly abbot, Loic by name, in the northern town of Silverglen. He is of a certain faith, the Immaculates they call themselves, that espouses the belief that certain stones can heal wounded flesh. I myself was nothing if not skeptical of his claims, but something happened as he handed me the stone. A small cut on my finger instantly healed, leaving no trace of the wound. Needless to say, I was astounded. But it's strange. The stone is only good for a single use at a time before it reverts to a useless, inert state. It takes time to regain its magical properties, and I guard it cautiously.
Tell me more about the patients.
What would you like to know?
I'd like to know more about Boris.
One of the brave few willing to traverse the trade routes plagued by the undead. A young man, but excellent in matters of business, before he fell victim to an orcish club in the north, that is. Thankfully for him, a cattle trader found him, nearly dead, but not quite so, and brought him here straight away.
I'd like to know more about Stephen.
Quite the venerable staple of Sicile, Stephen, and recently blessed with his 3rd grandchild. He was leading a crew of builders when a stray beam struck him in the temple, and only a few days shy of his last day of work before retirement, no less. Nearly everyone in Sixkilla is familiar with Grinning Stephen, and, as you can imagine, he's quite dear to his family.
I'm ready to make a decision.
You are? I thank you a million times for your help. Who have you decided should receive the healing stone?
Boris's life has just begun. We can't cut it short now. He should receive the stone.
There's no way Boris should receive that stone over Stephen. Think of Stephen's wife, his children, his grandchildren.
This troubled mind can't have gotten far.
Boris is nearly our own age. Imagine being cut down in the prime of your life.
Imagine the joy on his wife's face, his children's faces when Stephen returns to them. Isn't that a scene you'd like to see?
My god, she's kicking my ass. My charm's stronger though. God damn, we just have to win one more. No, we did. You got it.
All right, we'll do it your way.
Stephen, it is? Yes, I'll deliver the stone. I'm glad we'll get to save one man, but my heart breaks for the other.
Sorry, Boris, I was on your side.
This is highly abnormal.
Thank you.
What is this? This lightning?
I feel no...
What the fuck just happened?
What happened? Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone, somehow it sent us flying into the stars.
Terrible, terrible, terrible! It will consume us all! By the quill that lasts a billion words, what's this? 2 Rivalonians here? At the end of space and time? How very, very, very curious!
Who are you and how did you get here?
Oh, yes. Proper introductions. Zixzax, the historian at your service. It is my job to record all that was, and is, and hopefully all that is to be. As for how I got here, well, for a historian appointed by the gods themselves, hopping to the end of time is as easy as 1, 2, 3. How you got here, though? That's a rather more interesting question. On such a tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time, I wouldn't have expected to find a soul but my own shadow.
Why is this place, as you say, shrinking?
Ah, at last a question I can answer most definitively. I mentioned already that this place is the end of time. If that didn't send your heart into your stomach and your pulse a-flutter, it should have.
What the fuck are you?
Time ought naturally to have no end at all. Indeed, I can think of no worse nightmare for a chronicler such as myself. But something totally, utterly terrible has happened.
How can time come to an end?
Show, don't tell, I always say. So go, peer through yonder looking lens, and feast your soon-to-be terrified eyes on the darkness that is approaching.
Okay.
He may be quite mad.
Rather.
Then we had better appease him.
Okay, Space Dragon. Space Dragons are probably bad. Yep.
You looked. You saw the portal. It's quite sprung to life, just like the long dormant flames that decorate this observatory. After all my waiting and hoping, could it be? You, dear stranger, you must be the key. Something about your presence here is causing the end of time to grow. The true end itself to move further away. Those torches, alight! This portal active once more. It cannot be coincidence.
Can we first discuss what we just witnessed through your looking lens?
Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in, I'd nearly forgotten. And what you saw has been haunting my mind since I first discovered it. It is the void itself. The dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak of the end of time, this is exactly what I mean. I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future by the second. And if we don't stop it, it will devour the past and present as well.
You believe we are somehow connected to this plane?
It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Long have I been waiting here, hoping that one day this very portal would ignite. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it goes. The chronicler of time knows a pattern when he sees one.
What lies beyond this portal?
Ah, though I cannot say for certain, if it is what I believe, then our prayers might well be answered. In fact, every last question that ever plagued your noggin might well be answered, for I believe what lies beyond this portal is nothing other than... But why spoil the mystery? As soon as we leap through, we'll find out for certain.
Through the portal then.
After you, after you. Oh, what wonders we may find on the other side.
Alright, well, that was unexpected, but we're gonna wrap this episode up here before we jump into the portal. Interested to see what happens on the other side, but we'll have to wait. Till then, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I'll see you in the next one.